Well, Joey, he's not just a contractor, he's an unlicensed contractor. A customer in Oz tells me he's out hundreds of dollars for what he says is shoddy work.
It's too loose. The wire is supposed to be on the other side to keep the livestock in, not, out. There's too much slack.
A Voss resident, Thomas McGrath, says the plan was to have a fence built on his property before the end of the summer so he could raise steers to feed his family during the winter and fulfill his girlfriend's dream of having a horse. That's when he says he hired Robbie Salmons.
It'd take a week. That's why we jumped on it. He said he would do it in a week.
McGrath signed a contract in May and agreed to pay $900 and hand over the title of his truck to Salmons as payment for the first phase of construction. But he says Salmons didn't complete the project in a timely manner. He says he also didn't even build the fence right.
This is not solid. He pulled the wire around this way, he stapled it and put another wire that way and wrapped it.
So this is not how this is supposed to be done?
Nope.
McGrath says he gave Salmons multiple chances to come fix the problems, but since he didn't, McGrath didn't pay him the final $300 for the job.
Every time I explained to him that I'm not happy, explained to or questioned how he was doing it, I get overtalk, he gets irritated.
And now McGrath says he can no longer get a hold of Salmons.
I go to work every day and do an honest job with my, I put in honest work for my job. I expect somebody to do the same because I'm paying them out of my hard-earned money.
And McGrath is not the only one.
We're in the process of remodeling the bathroom, and it's almost finished, but there was like clip-on tile that
Kingdom City resident Megan Trout says Salmons tried to rip her off too.
He said that he would come take a look at it, and he gave me a quote of like $100. And I mean, the material's not even going to cost that much. So I was like, no.
But Trout is not just any potential customer to cross paths with Robbie Salmons.
Yes, my stepfather.
Trout says her mother is married to Salmons and helps him run the business. And she is warning potential customers to stay away from what she calls a scam.
They're both in on it. They both have no experience, no training, no trade skill, nothing. And no business license, no insurance, nothing.
And I found the same thing. I called all cities in Callaway County, as well as the county courthouse, and found Salmons has no business license, and there is no record of him ever having a license. I also contacted the Callaway County Sheriff's Department to see if it had received any complaints. The department said it is, quote, aware of several complaints, but it is an open investigation, so we can't comment. I called Salmons several times on the number listed for his business, but
your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
My calls were never returned. So I tracked him down at the home he has been living in with his wife in Kingdom City. We just have a few questions for you about some people you did business with.
Yeah, why don't you go back and ask them they lied about what they said.
Well, this is your chance to tell your side of the story because this airs whether you talk to me or not.
Well, we're going on our... you're going to have to come back another time because we're on our way to church.
When would be a good time? I'll come at your convenience. After Salmons and his wife went inside, they called the sheriff's department on our cruise. Deputies arrived and told Salmons that unless we were on his property, we weren't doing anything wrong. Robbie, are you going to finish the fence that Thomas McGrath paid you to do? Robbie, do you want to tell your side of the story before you go? After refusing to answer any of my questions, the couple drove away. Although McGrath says he's already chalked it up as a loss, he says he's learned a lesson.
Really check the background, really know who the person that's doing it, and don't pay until it's done right. Get it in writing for sure exactly what needs to be done, and double check the work regardless.
And the stepdaughter of Robbie Salmons has a similar message.
If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Do it yourself. If not, get someone who is licensed, has good references, knows what they're doing, and see some of their work before, because if you look at all of Robbie's past work, it's not work.
We checked, and Salmons has had multiple lawsuits filed against him in the past. Since I've started working on the story, I've received several phone calls from other customers who say they too are out money. I checked with the Better Business Bureau as well as the Attorney General's office, and both have received one formal complaint about Robbie Salmons this year.